Well, hello everybody. Welcome back. Josh here with Josh's Lawn and Landscape. Um, it is Thursday afternoon. Haven't too long been off from the day job, and been an eventful time there, but that's a whole nother story. On my way to hopefully knock out the two lake properties, which I'm definitely going to try to get some footage off of the first one, just because it has actually been 2 cycles since I've mowed it. So it hasn't been mowed in a month. And we've gotten rain, which the last scheduled time I was supposed to do it, it rained those 2 days back to back, backed me up on those 4 properties that I mentioned in a previous video. I got to 2 of them last week, which was my late week, but then there was 2 days I had to stay over, so I didn't have any other time that week to get to them. And then we had some rain Saturday evening come through, so I wasn't going to risk riding all the way up there and getting rained out on that one. So I've been in communication with the customers, and I just let them know earlier that I was coming today, and so hopefully I'll be able to get these 2 knocked out. They're not that big. Like I said, the 1 yard, which it's probably going to take me longer today because I'm probably going to have to cut it 3 times to chop it all up. I do have fresh blades on the QuikTrak. Got good blades on the Z-Track if need be. Pull it off and use it. Excuse me. Pardon me. In response to comments or a comment series, which it was no hassle or nothing like that, about the video that I made yesterday about the blades. I want to give the guy a shout out because he made made some good points in his comments, but I want to shout out, I believe it was Yard King was the guy who commented, and when I was talking about the cost of the blades, and he just stated he's out from, I believe, Missouri area is where he said, and that he was getting a set of blades for his mower for I believe it was $20-something, $21, like $7 a blade. Basically saying, that I was kind of getting robbed on the blades, which I didn't pay the $30-something a blade. Like I said, I paid the $12.99 a blade, which is, I don't think it's too bad of a price given today's economy myself. Plus the fact that I don't buy, sorry, I got checking traffic here in a big intersection, but I don't buy like blades in bulk. I buy maybe 2 or 3 sets at a time. When I buy them, just because, I'm not cutting 10 or 12 yards a day, 4 or 5 days a week. I cut, I may cut every day, but it maybe just be 1 yard around where I'm at. Most of my stuff is latter part of the week, typically, Fridays and Saturdays, and then I have a few scheduled on a bi-weekly that might be 1 on a Monday on the way home, or 2 on a Tuesday, not far from the route that I take home, stuff like that. But majority of what I cut is typically done on Saturdays because I have those groups of yards. But anyway, so I don't go out and buy 15, 20 sets of blades, all at one time, which would possibly benefit me to do something like that maybe at the first of the year and look into buying 10 or 15 sets. I'd have to look back and see how many sets I've been through on each of the mowers this year. But basically, you know, and then he goes on to say that he goes to a local dealer there where he's from in Missouri, in that area, and that he buys 50 sets of blades. It cost him like $1,000 or something, which makes perfect sense. And which I commented back and I said, well, you know, if I bought a larger quantity, I feel sure I could get them cheaper than I do. But I don't buy that many sets at one time. So, you know, and then we had some other comments, you know, about buying a lot of things online versus going to the dealer and saving more money, which I do. I look for a number of things online. So it ended up being some pretty good dialogue there. So shout out to Yard King. Good feedback in the comment section. I appreciate the chat. And hopefully you'll be a continued viewer. For those of you who are fairly new to the channel, again, welcome as always. I appreciate the support. And if you've watched a couple of videos and you haven't yet, and you like what you've been seeing, like the content, hit that like button at the bottom, hit that subscribe button, and as always, leave me a comment. I enjoy it. So that's where I'm headed now. Like I said, up to my lake properties, so that I can try to get them knocked out. And I'm hoping the gentleman from the large church property, he was out of town, out of state on like a mission trip until today. So I will probably hold off till after lunchtime tomorrow and see if I hear from him. If not, I may try to touch base with him again just to get some information to try and provide a bid for that church property. If I get it, depending on certain aspects of the job, it's probably going to be possibly some big changes to my schedule and my job list stuff that I got. So, but that's down the road. We'll see how that goes. That's what's going on today with where I'm going, what footage I'm going to try to get, and just kind of some interesting dialogue from the comment section. Always, like I said, I always enjoyed it. It was good back and forth on that one. And so yeah, that's what's going on. Not going to drag this out and sit here for 5 or 10 seconds every 30 seconds trying to think of something else to say. So I'll probably do some shout outs when I get started, or maybe after I do the first yard. We'll see. It's just, I always want to shout some people out and keep supporting others in the lawn care community. So y'all stay tuned, stick around, and we're going to get into some pretty thick grass. I have a good feeling. So here we go. All right, y'all. Well, I'm back. I'm in the neighborhood where this one lake property is at. The farthest one I got out. And I just want to throw this in there because I'm kind of curious what y'all would do. So, my intentions at the current time will be that this property and the other lake property I got will not be on the schedule next season, because of the 3 properties that I picked up in that area where I've got the church and the cemetery and all that stuff there. So just kind of consolidating to that area, maybe one other area. So I guess my question would be this: when or at what point would you inform the customer? Would you go ahead and say, hey, you know, this is what I'm planning to do. I picked up some more properties. I'm consolidating my route. So after this year, you know, I won't be providing service up here anymore. To which I guess they could decide that they would go ahead and find somebody else now. Or do you wait till, or do I wait till basically the end of the season and let them know that, hey, you need to go ahead and start looking now for somebody for next year. So I'm kind of leaning towards just finishing the season out, not making them worry about anything, and then just kind of letting them know at the end of the year. But what's your feedback? What's your thoughts on it? How would you go about it? So I want to throw that in there. I'm gonna get over here and get the property trimmed out, and once I do that, I'll probably try to set the camera up and do some just some real-time footage of the yard. So it's kind of thick, probably as tall as it's been since I've been cutting it. I know it's thick, so we'll see. I may give just a quick clip of footage before I get started, so just so you can kind of see the before, and then I'll get some during footage. So, about to get to it. Y'all stick around. Well, there you have it, y'all. You can see where this yard's been mowed. It's thick. You might can't see the little grill there. It's in the walkway. We're gonna get to it. Well, I didn't get any real-time footage because I apparently left my tripod in the shop. But there we go. Knocked down to 3. A little taller than normal, but if I'd have gone down to 2.5, I'd probably still be cutting it. So I'll discuss how many times I went over this and what heights I used when I get back in the truck. And then there's the front, which pretty much looked like the back when I started. Nice clean edge and everything's blown off. Hope you like it. Well, I hate I didn't get any real-time footage. That would have been a great one to get some on with it being overgrown like that. But you can see, got it tidied back up pretty good, I think, from what it was. Some of that grass, some of the tops was knee high through that backyard back there. Apparently they did get some rain up here maybe earlier today, because it was, once you kind of cleared the tops and got down into the lower level of the turf there, it was wet. The tires stayed wet on the mower. They wanted to spin a little bit in certain areas. I kind of had to take my time turning, and just the grass was real sticky at first. So what I did in the front yard was I actually cut it at 3. Went over it, cut it at 3 inches, and then I just kind of left it laying there while I went to the backyard to mow back there. I mowed the backyard at 3 inches twice. So I washed and waxed it back there. Then I raised it up to transport height to run over and disperse the clippings better. And the clippings were so thick in the back half of that backyard that trying to disperse them at transport height, it was bogging down the mower a little bit. So that lets you know how thick the grass was. So I cut over it twice. Well, 1.5 to 2 times. Let's just call it twice. For the backyard at transport height, and then I dropped it back down to 3 3/4 and mowed over it pretty much twice again. So the backyard basically got ran over 6 times in order to get it looking like what you saw there in the finished video. But I'm happy with it. I think the customer is going to really like it. Just knowing how they've talked about previous work. So I'm pretty sure they'll like it. If not, they'll call me and I'll make it right. But I don't see where they're going to have a problem with that from what it was to what it is. Like I say, it's on 3 inches. Normally on a regular or bi-weekly cut, I would probably bring that down to 2.5. But being as thick as it was, I just wanted to get it down and get it looking good and looking even. And so it turned out nice. I really like the look of it at 3. So especially as thick as it is. I'd have had to bail it up or do something with it if I'd have went down another 1/2 inch. But it cleaned up good, as y'all could tell. So 3 times over the front yard and 6 times over the backyard. So didn't mention any kind of upcharge, just for the simple fact is it was out of their control and my control, as far as, well, not quite as much out of my control, but just the way scheduling and weather panned out. The last time it was scheduled to be cut, and then working over some last week with the on and off rain, it just didn't work out. So ended up being that was actually a month's worth of growth that had to come down. Nothing was bagged. Everything was chopped up and dispersed back over the yard. So but it turned out good, I think. Y'all let me know y'all's thoughts on that. And going over to the next one, obviously, unless I just try to get some point of view footage while I'm actually on the mower, which I don't know if I'll do that. This yard's kind of chopped up with flower beds and stuff. So I might just maybe do a quick walk across the front of the yard and show you down the sides. Most of y'all have seen it, but I'm kind of curious to see what it looks like at this point, because which I'll probably mow this one over here at 3 1/4. I was bringing it up a little bit anyway. I had been doing it on like 2.5, and somebody out there cutting a big old open area with what looks like a Toro. So yeah, QuikTrak still got that kind of bogging to surge, kind of under a load stuff going on. I'm down to basically the ECU, or I don't know. I mean, it got it done. When it's not that super thick grass, it kind of cruises on through there. If you let it do its thing, it does disperse really well, even in the thick grass, I think. But again, it's just not there. But it's capable of making money. So until I either have a lull, possibly next week, depending on how this weekend goes, but they're calling for rain just about all day Saturday, and if that happens, I will probably be mowing Sunday. Again, sometimes I just hate having to do that, but the way my work schedule is, next week I'll be on that late shift again. The days are getting a little shorter and a little shorter, so even if I get off on time, which is 5 o'clock, and I've got to drive 20 minutes or so to a job at roughly 5:30 getting started, one good sized yard for me by myself is pretty much gonna be it. That guy there had his little son on the lawnmower with him, taking him for a ride. That's cool to see. So that's kind of where I'm at, y'all. Hopefully, like I said, y'all enjoyed that little bit of before and after footage. Not a whole lot of before, but let me know what you think about the finished product. Like I said, QuikTrak knocking it out. I running those new Oregon blades on there. Did an excellent job, especially as thick as that stuff was. And mainly the extra passes, really and truthfully, majority of those were simply to spread clippings. There were very few stragglers left in that, believe it or not. 1 or 2 little sections where it was just ridiculously thick. So going over here to this next one, I'll try to get y'all some more footage. Y'all stay with me. and hope y'all are enjoying. Yeah, I have no words. I just can no longer come up with a great joke. Oh, sorry. Or I just don't know. Other than to say, have you ever seen that movie, The Exorcist? Well, I need one for this lawnmower. So let me show you what's going on. And yes, I'm talking the QuikTrak. So just got done with it, mowing that other yard, and drove over here. And that's what I get. So as you can see, I got my jumper cables. So I'm gonna hook them up to the battery. I already got them hooked to the Z, and I'm gonna see if I can jump it off. I'll just have to make sure I leave it running once I get it running. So and I'm gonna be doing this yard here. Won't be taking a lot off of it, it doesn't look like, which is a good thing. It ought to cut smooth and even. I'll do 3 1/4, and this will be the end result. So this one's turning out nice. Like I said, this will be 3 1/4, and hopefully it won't have a bunch of brown places or nothing in it. That's one thing I don't like about Bermuda. But you can see the homeowner, the lady that lives here, she's been cleaning all these edges up around these beds, which means I don't have to trim as much. I can stay away from the rocks and just shape it up. So yeah, buddy, props to her for that. So, but it'll be back down that side there, and then again this right here. So not much to it. See what it looks like when I get a good clean look on it, and y'all stick around. See if I can get this thing jumped off again. I guess I'll be buying a battery. Not to mention, it's due for a 100-hour service. So 1,300 hours, same old story. So, all right, y'all. Explaining. Trash. Watch this. Be the battery causing all that? The battery just that weak and it's affecting all of that stuff? You tell me. I don't know. You'll see what it's doing. Starting the PTO just about killed me. Is that a battery thing? Y'all let me know. I don't know. It turned out pretty good, just kind of evened it up. It didn't take a lot off, except for a couple places, but let's see, it goes back down there to the back, and right here around the front, and down that side. So, be back. Well, all right, y'all. I can't say nothing else. Hopefully enjoyed the footage of the finished product, the before and after, and just, I can't even remember what all I talked about in this video at this point. I don't know. Y'all, y'all let me know y'all's thoughts on everything. Again, thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this video somewhat more than me. But happy with the first yard, and it just kind of fell apart after that, I reckon. But second one turned out good too. Just I don't know. But again, thank y'all for watching. Thank y'all for subscribing if you haven't yet. And you've watched this video, maybe a couple other ones. Let me know your thoughts, and hit that subscribe button. Leave me a thumbs up, and I always enjoy any input. Shout out to Mr. Gerald at Clean and Green, Wild Bill over at Wild Bill's Lawn Service, Ronaldo over at Big Sons, Jason and Haley over at American Lawn Specialist, Ray over at Ray's Lawn and Landscape. Ray, I really want to know your input on this one, buddy. So hopefully you watch this one all the way through, and you can let me know your thoughts on everything with the mower. And I also want to give a shout out to David over at Hazardra Outdoors. I haven't shouted him out in a while. He did comment on a recent video. So David, hope all's going good with your 950. The 920 still rolling. But obviously I've still got a number of things going on with the QuikTrak all of a sudden. So I don't know, maybe if it's battery related or ECU related, all electrical type stuff tied in. So we'll see. Y'all let me know. Thank y'all, and as always, y'all be safe, be kind, be blessed. I'll catch you on the next one. Thanks everybody.